Please take into consideration that humanity had come into a time when numerous people, due to their lifestyle, are suffering from some kind of disease. Some of them are actually in very poor health, although the outward appearance might be quite good. Yeah, I think that's diseases are the exact barometer of our mistakes, of our abuse, of our ignorance, of the order of the nature. Since nature has provided us food that's proper for our bodies, we can achieve health by recognize and respect nature. What about if I put that phrase, that Indian phrase there? Nature protects, species protect. Yeah, that should be. Make another part. Therefore, I propose your profound comprehension of the fact that there is an urgency of acting and introduce some organic
You remember?
Yes, I remember. Yes, sure. Yes.
Yeah, hi.
I'm fine.
Okay, have you seen the organic food at the food court? As for your request.
Oh, not yet. Are you sure it's there?
Yes.
I'm gonna pass there right now. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Let's see if they've got this. What? They have nothing here organic. What is that? What's that lady talk about? Hi. Who is the manager of this place, please? Thank you. Okay. Hi, so. Let me show you something. Have you seen this letter? This is the proposal that I presented to Indian Environment Ministry yesterday, and they said there's supposed to be some organic food at this restaurant today here, and yet I see nothing.
I'm sorry, ma'am. But we know anything about this. Who signed this letter?
Myself?
Okay, let me call the chef. Chef, come in.
Hi, Chef. How are you? Nice to meet you. First of all, let me congratulate you for the food. It looks very nice and very tasty. However, my complaint is about that I wanted to see some organic food here.
Sorry, ma'am. We don't have any vegetables. But I can propose a meal with the brown rice and a dal. Tomorrow it will be here.
Oh, that will be nice. Thank you so much. I will pass tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. So,
I spoke to the restaurant, but they said it will be very costing to serve an organic meal. Maybe we do next time.
next time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You're so kind.
Yes, thank you.
What that lady talking about next time? What is this food? Is still not here yet?
No, ma'am. But I can prepare for you. But it will take a little for a while, just for 10 minutes.
What you talking about? I don't want this food only for me. I want it for everyone. Look, I got my food. I've been preparing every single day of this conference. I'm going home and I'm cooking. Because I can't take it all good food. Please, can you provide this tomorrow?
Sure, ma'am. I will provide you tomorrow.
Thank you. I hope so. Too much. Hi, Chef. What's happened? I still see no food in here, no organic food. You promised that you will provide organic food today here.
Actually, not here, ma'am. I can provide you for a while, ma'am.
It's not for a while. I will come tomorrow. That's the last time. I can't anymore. It's been 6 days.
Sure, ma'am. I will provide you tomorrow.
Sure, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. And I do nothing. Thank you so much, Chef.
Sure, ma'am.
You made it.
Thank
Thank you. Excellencies, distinctive delegates, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all to be part of this convention. The agenda consists on the following drafts. First, ecosystems. Second, biodiversity. Third, species loss rates and habitat destruction, which includes overpopulation, deforestation, pollution of air and water, and soil contamination. Fourth, pesticides. Fifth, food industry, which includes fast food and soft drinks. 6, on sustainable nutrition. 7, organic foods. 10, land property. And 11, green economy. Now, I'd like to invite the representative of the ecosystems to make his statement.
Thank you, Madam Chair. An ecosystem is a community of living organisms consist of plants, animals, and microbes, in conjunction with the non-living components of the environment like air, water, and mineral soil interacting as a system. An estimated 10 million species of bacteria live on the earth. These and the other microbes make up a large part of planet's living material. In spite of their bad reputation of causing diseases, microbes also play an important role in the ecosystems. For example, bacteria living in the ocean produce half of the oxygen in the atmosphere. Without them, we could not breathe. Thank you.
Thank you. Mixed species loss, rates, and habitat destruction, which includes overpopulation, deforestation, pollution of air and water, and soil contamination. You got the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. During the last century, the decreases in the biodiversity have been increasingly observed. Estimates reach as high as 140,000 species per year. This figure indicates unsustainable ecological practices. Almost all scientists acknowledge that the rate of species loss is greater now than at any time in the human history. Some of the factors that contribute to the habitat loss are overpopulation, deforestation, the pollution of air and water, and the soil contamination. Let's talk about overpopulation. The population has been growing continuously since the end of the Black Death, that is around the year 1400. By the beginning of the 19th century, economists predicted that the mankind would outgrow its available resources since a finite amount of land was incapable of supporting an endlessly increasing population. But the mercantilists argued that a large population was a form of wealth which made it possible to create a bigger markets and armies. The rapid increase in the human population is causing some concern, as the most significant increases has been in the last 50 years, mainly due to the medical advancements and increases in agricultural productivity. The United Nations estimates that the world human population is to be over 7 million. Next, the deforestation. The humid tropical forest has the capacity to evaporate the vast volumes of water vapor that serve to keep the planet cool. Their replacement by cropland could precipitate a disaster that is global in scale. Chemical discharges added to the growing load of the untreated human waste. Let's come into the soil contamination. Soil contamination is caused by the presence of human-made chemicals or other alteration in the natural soil environment. This type of contamination typically arises from the application of pesticides, oil and the fuel dumping, disposal of the coal ash, the leaching of the wastes from the landfills, or the direct discharge of industrial wastes to the soil. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Pesticides, you got the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Many of the chemicals used in pesticides are persistent soil contaminants whose impact may endure for decades and adversely affect soil conservation. The use of pesticides decreases the general biodiversity in the soil and it affects the human health. Madam Chair, please allow me to those illustrations which describe the environmental impacts caused by pesticides. Thank you.
Oh, see, there's a lot of, yeah, can get headache, fatigue, and even with the lead metal, you can get the nerve damage. And also, you can get any cancer.
Skin irritation.
See,
You can get
the impact of the carbon monoxide will lead to the ozone depletion in the sky.
water pollution.
Yeah. And also this leads to skin cataracts.
See?
Yeah.
How air pollution affects us. Oh, because of it.
Excellencies, colleagues. Silence, please. Allows me to carry on this plenary section. And sustainable nutrition, you got the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The lack of food remains a serious problem in our world today, with about 36 million people dying every year from causes directly or indirectly related to hunger. The childhood malnutrition is also common and it contributes to the global burden of the disease. However, the global food distribution is not equal, and obesity among some human populations has increased to almost epidemic proportions, leading to health complications and increased mortality in some developed and a few underdeveloped countries. Obesity is caused by consuming the more calories than are expended, with many attributing excessive weight gain to a combination of overeating of unhealthy, that is, like high fat, high sugar content and high carbohydrate content. If you see, there are more people in the world who are malnourished due to excessive consumption of these high calories, according to the United Nations World Health Organization. And the real challenge in the developing nations today, more than starvation, is combating insufficient nutrition, that is, the lack of nutrients necessary for the growth and the maintenance of the vital functions. Thank you, ma'am.
Organic foods, you got a flu. Thank you, Madam Chair. Organic foods are foods that are produced using methods that do not involve modern synthetic inputs such as synthetic pesticides, chemicals such as fungicides, herbicides and insecticides. Organic foods are not processed using irradiation, industrial solvents or chemical food activity additives. These chemicals are widely used in conventional agriculture and residues remain on the food we eat. Organic foods provide a variety of benefits. Some studies show that organic foods have more beneficial nutrients such as antioxidants than their conventionally grown counterparts. In addition, people with allergies to foods, chemicals or preservatives often find the symptoms lessen or go away when they eat only organic foods. Thank you.
Land property resource, you got the flu. I'm sorry, land property, you got the flu.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Libertarians and classical liberals often cite the tragedy of the commons as an example of what happens when lock-in property. For them, erosion of the soil and depletion of the inexhaustible resources and other impairments of the future utilization are external costs, not entering into their calculation of input and output. They cut down trees without any regard for fresh shoots or reforestation. In hunting and fishing, they do not shrink from methods preventing the repopulation of the hunting and the fishing grounds. Thank you.
Green economy, you got the flu.
Thank you, Ma'am Chair. Green economy includes green energy generation based on renewable energy to substitute for fossil fuels and energy conservation for efficient energy use. Because the market failure related to environmental and climate protection as a result of external costs, high future commercial rates and associated high initial costs for research, development and marketing of green energy sources and green products prevents firms from being voluntarily interested in reducing environment unfriendly activities. The green economy may need government subsidies as market incentives to motivate firms to invest and produce green products and services. The German Renewable Energy Act, legislations of many other EU countries and the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009 all provide such market incentives. The economy analysis in the green economy report builds in the part on the encouraging signs and results of many initiatives around the world. A number of these come from developing countries, including emerging economies, and illustrate the positive benefits from specific green investments and policies that, if scaled up and integrated into a comprehensive strategy, could offer an alternative development path, one that is pro-growth, pro-jobs and pro-poor. A limited section from a growing range of experiences in different sectors are summarized below, highlighting their economy, social and environmental benefits. While some represent established broad-based policies and investment programs, others are newly initiated pilot projects. In this sense, the collection underlines that a green economy strategy has established and proven examples on which to build. At the same time, some recent developments also illustrate the growing interest in seizing opportunities to move to a green economy. Thank you.
Excellencies, thank you all for your statements. I'd like to announce that this plenary session is closed. The final session will be held by Madam President of this convention. Thank you.
The duration you have to find it. You know that? This is the main motor involved in this. What?
Excellencies, distinctive delegates, ladies and gentlemen, this plenary is happy to announce the last day of this convention. And we hope that parties will find the best way for agreements on drafts that has been discussed on the agenda along this convention. Please allow me to start this session. Thank you. Ecosystems. I see no objection.
I see one objection.
No, I'm afraid it's not your time now. Sit down, please. Biodiversity. I see no objection. It is approved. Species loss rates and habitat destruction, which includes deforestation, pollution of air and water, and soil contamination. I see no objection. It is approved. Pesticides. I see no objection. It is approved. Food industry, processed and food and fast food, and soft drinks. I see no objection. It is approved. And sustainable nutrition. I see no objection. It is approved. Organic foods. I see no objection. It is approved. Organic farming. I see no objection. It is approved. Common property resource. I see no objection. It is approved. Green economy.
I see one objection.
Green economy, you got the floor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. A number of organizations have critiqued aspects of the green economy, particularly the mainstream conceptions of it based on using price mechanisms to protect nature, arguing that this will extend corporate control into new areas from forestry to water. The research organizations, etc. groups argues that the corporate emphasis on bioeconomy will spur even greater conversion of corporate power and unleash the most massive resources grab in more than 500 years. Venezuelan professor Edgardo Lander says that UNEP's report towards a green economy, while well-intentioned, ignores the fact that capacity of existing political systems to establish regulations and restrictions to the free operations of the markets, even when a large majority of the population call for them, is seriously limited by the political and financial power of the corporations. Ulrich Hoffman, in a paper for UNCTAD, also says that the focus of green economy and green growth in particular, based on the evolutionary approach, will not be sufficient to cope with complexities of climate change and may rather give much false hope and excuses to do nothing really fundamental that can bring up to U-turn of global greenhouse gas emissions.
Thank you. This document will be on hold. I'll put on the side for review. Thank you all for the participation. Let me announce that this session is closed and we all invited to attend a part hosted by the Next Nation for 2014, for the next convention, the Moon Republic. Thank you.
Hi, are you enjoying the party?
Oh, me? Not really. Actually, I don't understand what those people doing here. Because we have so many issues. And, the session didn't finish yet. And they all drink, eating, dance. What is that? We're supposed to be here to see those agenda and to make sure that the planet will survive. We need to find sustainable ways. But I don't know. Yes, go on.
I disagree with you. I think the responsibility are important so people can't network.
I see, they cannot work.
Have you been thinking internal photography?
Well, actually, I did some, yeah.
Any particular one?
Yes, the particular ones.
Yes, I understand that.
Let me tell you what it is. I just on the way to come here to this party, I was passing by and see a man spreading pesticides and killing all biodiversity around. Is not that contradiction? Because we are in a biodiversity convention. What do you have to say about this?
Yes, I understand what you say, but nothing is perfect. I have to go. See you then.
Oh, see you.
Hi, Conceição. Are you leaving?
Oh yes, definitely, I'm leaving.
What about the party? Why don't you stay and enjoy the show?
No, thank you very much. I'm getting over this. Yeah, I'm leaving. The plenary session, it is delayed for 8:30 p.m. I don't want to wait in here for 2 hours, and even so, they might be, in this stuff for, who knows, midnight tomorrow. It's going to take age, those negotiations, and I don't know where they're going with all these things.
I
Yeah,
agree with you.
I'm going home.
I agree with you.
You agree with me? Oh, thank you. At least someone is agree with me. I tell you what, during 2 weeks, I've been at least 5 parties. And I don't understand. What's the point? I'm leaving. Bye.
Well, I don't think this will happen soon. Sorry to say that. I don't want to disappoint you, but the priority here, it seems to be profit and developments. It was very nice to talk to you. Hope we will see you again in 2 years' time for the next conversation.
Saturday, October 20, Hyderabad. After 2 long weeks of deliberations, countries finally reached a consensus on resource mobilization by midnight on Friday, the final day of the 11th Conference of the Parties, to the Convention on Biological Diversity. I knew it. I knew they would finish late. The parties have agreed to a Hyderabad roadmap that envisages doubling of the budget that developed countries need to raise for biodiversity conservation by 2015. Some sources indicated that this would amount to roughly 6 billion, which is the average of the budgets earmarked by those parties between 2006 to 10. This fund will be used to assist developing countries to meet the biodiversity targets. There was also some consensus on 75% of the developing countries integrating biodiversity conservation into the national agenda. An exception, it was, however, made for the less developed countries. Well,
When you see people failing in their mission to find a solution, you are pushed to take the matters in your own hands and to act in your own way. In my case, I decided to write this play, believing that performing can be one of the most powerful non-violent weapons for change. With every scene or idea that I wrote, I felt like I wanted to express my frustration and my will. Planet Earth is not assisted in the way that it might be needed. We the humans appear to be based in a legitimized paradigm that the only way to achieve the further evolution is to break up Earth. What precisely is being achieved? Destroy the ecosystems and we destroy ourselves. Our right to life is under threat of being extinguished, and yet we continue to ignore the signs. The genetic diversity of others is now so reduced that the comeback is already nearly impossible. The conditions required for this loss are being laid down right now through the persistent use of chemicals and destructive industrial processes that kill life on a daily basis. This play, it represents a challenge that wants to transform our world from a global society of seeming uncaring acts and passive concerns into a league of capable and visionary people determined to their part with saving the environment. Thank you all.